Hello and welcome along to the Hahn Australia Cup preliminary round and Capital Football's Women's Federation Cup draw here. I'm Sam Watson, the MC for today. Today I'm joined by arguably Canberra's most iconic Australia Cup figure, Angelo Constantinou, who also serves as chairman of the Capital Football Board. Anjo, welcome. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. It's always interesting to be here for the Australia Cup draw. It'll be quite interesting to see what it brings, and welcome to you for being in front of the camera after 2 years behind the commentary.
That's it. Very exciting. As someone obviously a member of Canberra's most famous run in the Australia Cup, when Canberra Olympic went all the way to the semi-finals in 2016, what can you give advice to teams off the back of that experience, I guess, to make a deep cup run?
Look, it's really difficult playing in this competition, but I guess best advice is just give it everything you've got. It's not over till the final whistle goes. We've won some of the games in the very last minute. So I think, the teams just need to give 100% for, the whole game.
Yeah, and I guess going into that one, you guys were the underdogs. So for some of the lower teams in this competition, what is some advice for them to kind of get started on the front foot in this competition?
I'll be quite honest, I think we're all the underdogs in all the games, but I think, the true Canberra spirit, I think all the teams work hard. Even in the recent years, they've been working quite hard, which is really good to see. And, being an underdog doesn't mean you're going to lose the game instantly.
True. It's cup football as well. How different is that to just league football, do you reckon?
I think when you're playing these games, there is a step up. A lot of the clubs want to move to the next level and then obviously get into the round of 32, which means someone from interstate is going to travel. And then hopefully, as the time goes on, you get an A-League team and make the most of your time there.
Yeah, that's it. Well, we're going to go through the draw in a moment. We're joined today by a few guests. We'll just introduce them. We're joined by Ilya Mastouras with Belconnen United, the first grade women's assistant coach. Matthew Gadzinski, Stuart Wise, Lachlan Wise from Bell West, the Community League Club, their first time in the competition. We're also joined by Nikki Yardridge from Canberra, Croatia, Nick Middleton from Queanbeyan City, the two that competed in the final last year in the men's. We're joined by Bell North, Owen and Jess, captain and coach of that team, who are entering the Women's Federation Cup for the first time. In addition, we've got Abigail Moss, our competition administrator at Capital Football, who's going to be feeding the balls into the bowl before each draw. So we'll just run through how the draw will work. So we'll start with the Hahn Australia Cup men's preliminary round draw. Firstly, the top three non-MPL teams from 2025 in today's draw automatically go through to the round of 16. They are previous CPL men's team West Canberra Wanderers, Western Molonglo FC, and Majura FC. So the first draw we're going to do is our four non-MPL teams to battle it out for 2 spots in the round of 16. They are Narrabundah, Woden Valley Soccer Club, Bell West Soccer Club, and ANU Football Club. The winners of these preliminary draws, as I mentioned, will go through to the round of 16. So we'll start with our first non-MPL team preliminary fixture. Narrabundah Football Club. Narrabundah are the first fixture. We'll just see who they're playing. They will take on Bell West Soccer Club. So that's the first fixture of our non-MPL teams to decide a place. We'll pause that one for now. I'm just going to grab up Lachlan from Bell West, who's joining us. Yeah, just here. Lachlan, welcome along. How does it feel, Bell West first time in the Australia Cup? You're paired with Narrabundah FC. How's the club feeling, do you reckon, off the back of that draw?
I think I'm pretty excited. I think the opportunity by having this preliminary round is really nice, an exciting opportunity for us to hopefully get a win under our belt early before taking on one of the sort of top competition clubs. So I think that's a really exciting draw from us. We've played Narrabundah. We played them in the semi-final just last season. So we had a good, unexpected win against them then. So hopefully should be a good competition for us again in this one here.
Yeah, and what does it mean to the club to be here for the first time as well?
Yeah, I think it's pretty exciting. I think it's a pretty special moment for a bunch of the boys who are involved in this team. Everyone's really keen. We've been training since January for it, and everyone's really gotten around it and been really excited just for a bit of a novel experience. So I think it should be really good fun, and regardless on how we go, I think everyone's just having a really good time with it.
Great experience to go. Thank you, Lachlan.
No worries. Thank you, mate.
We'll move on to the second preliminary round matchup. ANU FC. ANU are one of the two teams. We'll just draw the other one. They will take on Woden Valley Soccer Club. So those are the two preliminary rounds. The two winners will go into the round of 16. Few sides. Bell West making their first appearance, very exciting for them. And ANU versus Woden, the other matchup. So we're going to go on to the round of 16 draw now. Get these balls in. I think this one needs a lid.
I'll mix them.
All good. All right. So we're going to draw the 8 matches for this round of 16. 2 of which will be the preliminary round winners. This will include our NPL teams and some of our non-NPL teams. So yeah, go ahead with the first one. So first round of 16 team is Canberra Juventus. And they will take on NPL Tuggeranong United. 2 NPL sides for the first fixture in this one. 2 sides with plenty of cup experience. Canberra Juventus, their best finish was a quarterfinal in 2018. They take on Tuggeranong, a side that have won it in 2013. So the next fixture, Madura FC, one of our non-NPL teams in this round of 16. And they will take on the winner of preliminary game 1, which was Narrabundah and Bell West. So a big challenge for either of those sides, but one of the maybe easier fixtures for them coming into that one. So they will take on the winner of preliminary game 1. We'll go on to the third game. Brindabella Blues FC. They are the first team. And they will take on Canberra, Croatia. So a big task for Brindabella Blues, who had their best ever Australia Cup qualifying run last year when they made the quarterfinals. They take on Canberra, Croatia, the team with the most Federation Cup Australia Cups. We'll just bring up Nikki Yadrich, who's here representing Croatia. Nikki, welcome.
Thank you.
So Canberra, Croatia, obviously off the back of the Australian Championship, winners of the Australia Cup last year. How confident are you guys heading into this one, do you reckon?
Well, it's always good to have confidence, but at the same time, go into every game 100%, because you don't put 100%, then you could fall short. So that's the aim.
That's it. And Canberra, Croatia have been in it a few times, have never made it past the round of 32 stage. What can you guys do? Is that a goal, do you reckon, to make it past the round of 16 in this one?
Well, of course, but I think first stages we've got to win our local competition first, then we can look further. But that will definitely be an aim if we, get it to that stage.
Yeah.
So.
And for the club, how big is this for the club to be able to play in this competition? What does it mean to the club?
Oh, it's always a big deal. There's always high expectations of us, and we have a lot of supporters that we want to do right by. So our job is to go into every match 100%, just so we can show the respect to the supporters coming out to watch us.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us. Good luck for the competition.
Thank you.
So game 3, Brindabella Blues against Canberra, Croatia. We'll draw for game 4 now. First team will be Monero Panthers. 2022 Australia Cup qualifying winners will take on...
I'm getting some comments in the background.
Canberra Olympic FC. So a big early matchup, Monero against Canberra Olympic. Your former side, the side that made their way to the semi-finals in 2016. So that's a big matchup for game 4. We'll move on to round 5, to game 5. Tigers FC are one of the sides drawn. 2019 and 2021 Australia Cup qualifying winners. They will take on Belconnen United in Game 5. Another big game early on. Belconnen's best finish was the winners in 2014, so two sides with big pedigree matched up against each other. We're on to Game 6 of the round of 16 draw. Western Molonglo FC, one of our non-MPL teams. And they will take on Queanbeyan City FC.
There you go.
So an early round challenge for Western Molonglo. We're going to call up Nick Middleton from Queanbeyan, the side that went so close in 2025. Nick, off the back of that one, how excited are you to get another shot at the title?
Oh, it's always a privilege to play in the cup. But, you know, of course, every single game is going to be tough. Every single team wants to make the final. There's only 2 teams who get to do it. We had the fortune of making it last year, and obviously that's going to be the goal again this year. But one step at a time, Western Molonglo will be a tough fight, especially at their home ground. So I'm really looking forward to the game. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, what could you take from that run last year? Obviously, hadn't made it that far before. What do you reckon was the key to getting through like a knockout competition like that?
Yeah, look, I mean, we've kept a lot of the same team, so we've now got that experience together as a club and as a team to go through those tough games and win those grudge matches. Obviously, the heartbreak from CFC last year in the last kick of the game was hard to take, but I think it's also brought us together a bit closer and really allowed us to bond a bit more, and we're super keen to go back into the cup this year.
What would it mean to the club to win it, do you think?
Oh, I mean, it would be a dream. I mean, we broke records last year, making it further than any Queanbeyan side had made before, and if we could do it again and go one step further and make it to the Australia Cup round of 32, I mean, that would be incredible to stamp ourselves in Queanbeyan history.
Yeah, it would be. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy your season. So we will now draw the 7th fixture of this round of 16. First team will be Canberra White Eagles. Their best finish, a quarterfinal 2016 and 2015. They will take on O'Connor Knights, the 2024 winners. Another big early game between those two. Just 2 left for our final fixture of the round of 16. West Canberra Wanderers, one of our non-MPL teams. And they will take on final team. Okay, the winner of preliminary game 2, so ANU and Woden, will take on West Canberra Wanderers in a non-MPL meeting. So we've drawn our round of 16 teams. We'll move on to the quarterfinal draw. So this will determine the winners of each round of 16 game, who they will be playing in the next round. So we'll go ahead with that draw. The first team in the quarterfinal. It'll be the winner of match 2. So Majura against preliminary game 1, which is between Narrabundah and Bell West. They're the first team. They will take on the winner of match 4, which is between Monero, Panthers and Canberra Olympic. So potentially, if Bell West get through, a big test for them, a big club to face. Game 2 of the quarterfinals.
Magic of the cup, as they say.
That's it. Hopefully. Match 7. So the winner of White Eagles and O'Connor Knights will take on the winner of match 3. So Brindabella Blues against Canberra Croatia. All right, game 3 of the quarterfinals. winner of match 8, West Canberra Wanderers against the winner of ANU and Woden. They will take on winner of match 5. So Monero, Tigers and Belconnen United will take on the winner of the 2 non-NPL teams, and we'll go ahead with the last one. Winner of match 1, Canberra Juventus. And our final ball for that one is the winner of match 6. So Western Molonglo against Queanbeyan. We'll go ahead with our semi-final draw as well. So this will determine the winners of the quarterfinals to face in the semi-finals. We'll go ahead with the first one. So the winner of quarterfinal 1, so they will take on the first semi-final spot. Winner of quarterfinal 3 will take on winner of quarterfinal 1. And the final meetings for these ones. It'll be winner of quarterfinal 4. And they will take on the winner of quarterfinal 2. Got it right.
Just got to confirm.
Yeah. Great. So that's the draw completed for the Hahn Australia Cup preliminary rounds. Angelo, what fixture stands out to you most, do you reckon?
Well, my phone's probably going to go buzzing pretty soon between Olympic and Monero, but I think there's a couple of big hit-outs there. But, as we've always said, and I think all the players would agree, you've got to beat everybody. So
that's it.
If you play them at the beginning or at the end, I think it's always a challenge.
Yeah, plenty of chances for upsets as well. We've got a few really good fixtures early on. I mean, do you see any of these kind of non-NPL sides making a bit of a push in a tournament setting?
I don't want to say yes or no because
yeah,
it's so early in the season as well, and we've seen it in a lot of competitions where non-NPL clubs can kind of make sure the NPL clubs actually perform. So
that's it.
I hope we do get to see some really good fixtures from the non-NPL clubs, and I think that's probably why they entered the competition as well.
That's it. Well, that concludes the Hahn Australia Cup preliminary round draw. We'll now move on to the Women's Federation Cup draw. So, again, like with the Hahn Australia Cup draw, we're going to begin with a preliminary round with non-NPL teams. There's ANU, Women's FC, Burns FC, and Bell North FC. The winner of one of those games will go through to the quarterfinals. One team will, luckily enough, draw a bye and make their way to the quarterfinals without having to play a preliminary round game. So we'll start with the first meeting of the preliminary finals. So Burns FC take the slot of the first game. And they will take on Bell North FC. So no bye for Bell North. We're just going to call up Owen from Bell North, the coach of their team. Owen, welcome. How does it feel? It's the first time the club's been in the Women's Federation Cup. How excited are you for it?
Yeah, pumped. I think it'll be a good opportunity for the women to kind of test themselves a little bit more. I think, it'll be a good game.
And a game against Burns, are you looking forward to that one?
Yeah, I think not knowing much about a lot of the teams in this comp, it's good to kind of get an understanding of them and then just play our game and see how we go.
Yeah, and what would it mean to the club to go further into the quarterfinals and test yourself against NPL teams?
I think it'll be good. I think it will kind of show the work that we put in on and off the pitch, and I think it's always good to kind of have an underdog team push up and go as far as they can throughout the comp.
That's it. We'd love to see that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Have a good one. So that's the first fixture of our preliminary final. So, yeah, go ahead and draw the next one. So ANU Women's FC head on to the quarterfinals with the bye. That's it. So we'll move on to the quarterfinals now with ANU in the mix. So these include all the NPL teams, ANU, and the winner of the preliminary round. Go ahead and draw the first one. Canberra, Croatia will play the first match. The side who've made the last two finals have lost both of them. And they will take on...
Can I see this already?
It's a tough
Yeah.
one. Canberra Olympic.
My phone's going to go hot.
So a Canberra Classico to start the quarterfinals. Already drawing the big ones. ANU are the side for the second match in that quarterfinal. One of the non-NPL teams. They will take on Belconnen United. So a tough test for ANU to start with. Just going to call up Ilya Mastoris, assistant coach of Belconnen United. Ilya, welcome. How's the squad feeling ahead of another Federation Cup campaign?
Yeah, excited. It's a tournament that we've got a good history in. The girls love playing in it. Really good to play that knockout style of football where it's win or go home. So, yeah, really excited to play in that one.
You mentioned you've got a good record in that one. Obviously, the team performed so well last season. So how do you kind of keep that momentum into this one after you've won it all last season?
I think you start every season at 0-0. We've had a few changes in the squad, which is natural this time of year. We've had a couple of new young girls come through our program, highlighting the strength of our juniors there. But we've got to take every season as it comes. Nothing's given, nothing's taken for granted. So
yeah. And the format of knockout football. Obviously, you played Olympic last season and won it late in extra time. Yeah, it's kind of those fine margins. How does that compare to the league? Do you think?
Oh, look, I can tell you now, Scott Conlon lost a lot of hair that he didn't already have in that game. I think, again, we talk about the magic of the cup. One of those games that just went all the way to the wire. It's the same but different. You know, the jeopardy of cup football. You've got to win. So it's a little bit of a different mindset, but the same sort of preparation.
Great. Thank you so much. Good luck for the season.
Thank you.
So ANU against Belconnen is our second quarterfinal fixture. We'll now draw the third one. West Canberra Wanderers. And they will take on the third match in the quarterfinals. West Canberra Wanderers, who made the final in 2021. They will take on the winner of the preliminary round, so the winner of Burns against Bell North. And the final match of the quarterfinals. It'll be Majura FC and they will take on Tuggeranong United. So those are the matchups for the quarterfinals. We'll now draw the semi-final teams. So the winners of each quarterfinal game will gauge who they're playing in the semi-finals. Start with the first one. So the winner of quarterfinal 4, so Majura and Tuggeranong, the winner of that game will take on the winner of quarterfinal 3. So West Canberra Wanderers against the preliminary round winners. And that leaves 2 left for the other semi-final. The winner of quarterfinal 2, ANU against Belconnen. And they will take on the winner of quarterfinal 1, Canberra Olympic against Canberra Croatia. So, Angelo, some big games. I mean, those first 2 have the sides that finished in the top 3 places last season. I mean, what fixture stands out to you the most, do you think?
Oh, I think the first game probably stands out the most. But again, in the women's comp, you've got 3 really good teams, but I think you've got another couple of teams coming through at the same time. So it'll be quite interesting to see. A couple of the teams, like Ilya mentioned, have some young, change some of their players as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they go at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and good chances for the preliminary round winners, Burns and Bell North. They take on a tough West Canberra Wanderers team. How do you see them going?
I think it's hard to determine this early in the season as well. So I think they just need to go out there and give it 100%, like some of the others have said, and let the football do the talking, so to speak.
That's it. Well, that concludes the Women's Federation Cup draw, and that concludes our draw overall. Angelo, thank you for joining me. How excited are you for it to start?
No, look, I'm pretty excited. I think the players, the teams, and everyone else is probably way more excited because they've been training and looking forward to this time coming. So I think doing all the everyone knowing all the way through to the semi-final where they've got to go also kind of helps. We used to do it a little bit differently, but I think that's going to help knowing where you've got to go as well.
Makes it a bit more exciting. I see that. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. The competition will kick off soon. We'll see you later.
Thank you.